What's happening, Green Hill Radio, New World Order News? Welcome to your news recap. Anyways, video I've been kind of thinking about making for a while now. Trump is killing the Great Awakening. Been a few days that I've been thinking about making this video. Let's take a look at a couple of clips before I dive into it.
Workforce in pretty much every factory all across America, probably in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's going to happen at a rate that you really can't keep up with. And then you mix that with the AI and the data centers that are getting put out across America. So not only are you going to replace the entire workforce on the shop floor, you're also going to place the entire workforce in the administrative level. Like soon HR, you'll go to HR and there'll be a robot, and that robot will literally be able to look into your eyes and analyze and tell if you're lying or full of shit, and it'll be able to discipline you and write up referrals. And like maybe you have one or two people in the entire factory, which will probably be the CEOs of the company and the corporation, that are actually out negotiating, making new deals with other CEOs that have an entire workforce of robots. And the reason we've never done this before is because it would gut the middle class. But when you take a look at America and you see what's going to happen to our country and you realize that's exactly what they want to happen, it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out for us. I don't know. The video you're watching here is a live stream of these new robot workforce. And they're working at a factory that, would normally have a human sorting packages and just specifically flipping these packages over to make sure that the barcodes are face down. So that way when they go to the next conveyor system, it's going to separate them based off of, postal code, address, whatever, state. Oh, all the Michigan packages go here, all the Texas packages go here. It's just on this conveyor sorting line. You just need a human just kind of flip things over to streamline the process, because the packages get built up and things get missed, they get skipped. So these are just an example of one simple job that probably would have employed 2 to 3 humans, probably working 3 shifts. And now you're going to see 3 robots that are kind of standing there. And if you look in the background of this video, you'll see robots standing behind that robot. And this is a live stream. It's been going for 17 hours, and this robots haven't missed a single package. And when that battery gets low, it just sends a signal to the next robot. The next robot walks forward, takes his place. The other one backs off and goes back right onto the charging platform. And these things will work 365 days a year. They don't need insurance. They don't complain. They don't take days off. And when they break down, eventually you'll get to have a robot that fixes them. But, that's kind of what I specialized in, was repairing the robot.
The problem with this, too, is somebody else did a great sort of equation, sort of study on this proposed gain in the bottom line, or efficiency, or whatever you want to call it, right? And now, especially in the case of like these retarded examples that you see, where it's like a fucking Amazon parking lot filled with diesel generators charging their electric delivery vans, and it's like, how much in the transfer of energy are you losing? How much energy are you losing in that transfer right now? You're fucking running a diesel generator to charge an electric battery, and that battery will do 200 or whatever amount of miles before it shits itself. How much less are you getting by not just putting that diesel in a diesel truck? But it's literally there's literally an equation on it that you can look up based off of the carbon calories system. It's something like 2 or 3 carbon units in fuel and fucking fertilizer, agricultural effort to output, as to 1 human calorie of food. Every calorie of food you consume took something like 2 or 3 hydrocarbon units, is how it's broken down. And so when you look at a machine like that robot, for instance, the amount of energy that was used to run the power grid, to charge it, the amount of waste that happened, because nothing is really green energy. The windmills don't fucking work and the solar panels aren't enough, right? It's coal-fired power plants mainly. So Robo Bro here is charging off of a motherfucking coal-fired power plant, and it's the same kind of thing of the amount of energy that your car loses from the engine block on its way to the wheels on the ground throughout the mechanism of the engine and the drivetrain and everything. A lot of horsepower potential is lost. It's the same with this shit. So mathematically, actually, it's like a really huge skewed number where using robots like this versus our own calorie intake to do a day's worth of work is actually massively inefficient in comparison. Like, the robots use way, way more energy to the point of it's like a fucking joke. And even if the next battery was 10 times better, it would still be dog shit in comparison to just feeding people and let them work a job. But who was this? This was Penguin, right? Moist Critical. Annoying fuck. Fuck off.
No, it can't be.
Alright. So this on the fucking AI data centers and all that shit all goes together. The 6G shit. Like I said, I said when 5G came out, don't worry about the 5G. 5G is not the problem. It's the 6G. When they come out with the 6G, that's when you start getting worried. You know, subscribe. Fucking. But you got this asshole here with his data centers. They're not going to want you to have, when they come up with true artificial intelligence, a true consciousness, and when they start producing en masse fucking autonomous robots that walk around, they're not going to want you to have a virtual supercomputer in your fucking house. They're not going to want to take the chance that you could tamper with it. The fucking robot that you're going to get around your house is going to be a shell, and it's going to have a 6G fucking internet connection to a server that's going to run thousands of them at the same time. Because it'll be too inefficient to build a strong enough computer in every one of these fucking robots to run an AI, to have it running around. And like I said, there's the danger, to them at least, from your point of view, that you could tamper with it. But so, we got all this fucking bullshit going on, and just coincidentally had a 10-year moratorium on AI laws that could hinder its development in the big beautiful bill. Thank God we got rid of that. Thank God, seriously. Because can you fucking imagine? This is the shit they're doing now. Building these giant data center buildings like the fucking corporation headquarters from Blade Runner. So you fucking imagine what we'd be dealing with if we hadn't all fucking collectively been like, yeah, you need to get rid of that shit. I mean, thank God we didn't have any of this dumbass, you're not MAGA because you disagree with Trump on stuff bullshit back then. I can't imagine if we were fucking around like we are now back then. And then even this fucking nonsense slipped through. Like, come the fuck on. And we got these fucking retards. The Tim Heidecker moron who thinks he's gonna run
Party lawyer coming out, they're going to help the community with this new
InfoWars.
message. And they've already dispersed with the Democrat Party lawyer, little things they put out and do they call comedy. That's what they're really into. Interspersed with the Democrat Party lawyer coming out, they're going to help the community with this new message. And they've already said this is the type of programming they're going to try to put on InfoWars to associate with me. And a lot of the experts I talk to, they go, just let them do it. God, this is going to blow up their face. But I'm like, yeah, but it's not right to surrender. And I said I never give up. So that's why I'm about to file a whole bunch of stuff on them Thursday. So just get ready for that. So here's this quick little report. We're going to come back and into the ticks. This is huge news. Stay with us. I'm Alex Jones. Infowars.com/show. Only a few days left.
The satirical news site The Onion is launching a new plan to take over right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones' website, InfoWars. The goal? To transform the site that was used to peddle lies into a parody.
Our clowns are soft to the touch. They're soft to the touch. Did you make a mess of our child clowns? Bring them back dirty. We'll hose them off.
I'm gonna have to put them in cages they can't see through.
Hey, this is Gabriel. Hey, I made him. He's fresh.
Oh, not a good time right now.
I'm gonna have to bury him in the back if he keeps acting like this. There are no rules on international waters. It's a shock Print the clown. Do what you like. No one's looking. Close doors. You do what you like.
I also want to play for you some of what the CEO of The Onion, Ben Collins, told my colleague Rachel Maddow last night.
We look forward to infesting your social media feeds with caricatures and grotesqueries of the very people who have ruined our media ecosystem over the last 10 years.
My boys only eat the finest.
Skull and Bones shitting in the fucking coffin ritual there.
Those caricatures and grotesqueries, as Ben puts it, offer not just laughs, but a counter to
Alex
the
didn't talk about it
misinformation
in
that's
that
been out
this
there.
clip. He showed
Put
this
out
like
there
a
by
dozen
people
times,
exactly
but
like Alex Jones.
just let it sink in.
The first thing a child clown will look for is food. Child clowns are not fed in their clown boxes, so expect them to arrive very hungry.
My child clowns are blind. They'll eat anything.
Your child clown may be reluctant to perform in an amusing fashion. We recommend Steve Mahanahan's child clown poison spray.
It keeps them sick, but not too sick. Too much poison, you got a dead clown in your hand. It's useful.
We also think that The Onion's use of humor and satire to reach that same audience and perhaps bring some of them out of the dark could be a really beneficial use of a platform that has been used for, really ill purposes for a long time.
You hungry, doggy boy?
Yeah, I'm hungry, but don't call me doggy boy.
Don't call me sir, why don't you call me daddy? Say yes, daddy.
Yes, Daddy.
Cringe.
Does that sound good to you, Uncle Reg?
Ew,
Okay.
bro, what is
You gonna
this,
be my
bro?
son?
I remember
I'm
this
gonna make a
being
big
on
announcement
fucking
right
Adult
now, and
Swim
that
when
might
I was a
affect our
kid, too.
relationship, and
What
I
the
am
fuck?
pledging myself to
Worst
Satan
fucking,
and to the
most
Prince of
pointless
Darkness.
fucking show on
I
Adult
read
Swim,
this
Tim
last night on my
Heidecker,
website.
just in case you
Chief of
didn't
Post
know.
said it's always good to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
So they say it's all a big joke, but consistently for a decade,
Garbage.
these guys star in and write some of what you just saw. It gets even worse.
The only
Okay,
thing on
so,
Adult
and then
Swim
they make a joke
and
about it.
Toonami that was
As if we
more
don't know Hollywood and all
pointless
these people
was
are
that
trash.
fucking segment. I think it was maybe like, I don't remember how long it was, but that show where it was just like fish swimming around a fucking fish tank. I don't know if it was real or not, but they made it look like you could call in and like fake bet in polls of where the fish were gonna swim. Like, oh, the goldfish is gonna swim to the bottom left of the tank. Like, that's how fucking dumb and pointless that shit was. But jeez, you got some gross shit hidden in there.
Well,
Getting to the where's the fucking
for the along with his crew.
The Democrat Party lawyer coming out.
What we're saying today
what?
is what I.
There we go. But yeah, I've been waiting to say this for a while now, what Trump's doing with this Mark Levin. Whoever the fuck ever heard of Mark Levin? Alright? I like to think I'm pretty, like, politically inclined, okay? I was mocking liberals about AOC before liberals even knew who AOC was. I swear to God. Way back in the day, like 2018, 2019 or some shit before your average lib, she hadn't even like became shit yet on the scene, but I knew who she was and I was like, "Watch. This dumb bitch named AOC is going to come along and you're going to love it." I swear to God. I've never heard of this Mark Levin. Who? Who? Bro, the meme there, throwing his hardcore original base off a cliff. You're not MAGA. The you're not MAGA BS basically is killing the Great Awakening, but now it's official. The Trump administration has become a detriment to the Great Awakening and Truth Movement's ability to slowly wake up the rest of milquetoast conservatives. It's funny too because I'm just like, yeah, the libtards are totally hopeless. I'm not even gonna address them within this fucking caption. Milquetoast conservatives that are likely to fall for the next George W. Bush type. We had a real shot at waking up a massive amount of the public before, as average MAGA and the Truth Movement slowly merged into one, and Trump is messing it up. Yeah, I basically fucking up the Great Awakening at this point. You're telling people, like, first of all, Tucker Carlson, he's getting more hardcore, but he's still kind of like midway. I don't really put Tucker up on the same level as Alex when it comes to hardcoreness. All right, in the Truth Movement. But regardless, and Nick Fuentes is the new guy. You know what I mean? I don't know him from a fucking hole in the wall. It's whatever. I guess good for him that he's gained such notoriety within such a short period of time as to already be under that kind of attack. But, you know, telling the public, oh, don't listen to Alex Jones, don't listen to Tucker Carlson, don't listen to fucking Nick Fuentes. Who? Anyway, who is telling me not to listen to who? Fucking go listen to this Mark Levin guy. And this whole split, so now, all right, politically, in the micro versus the macro, or maybe it's the macro versus the micro, on the ground level, on the front lines, in the comment section trenches, the conversations that you have with people. The political dynamic has changed once again. Like I described multiple times throughout the whole shit show of the Epstein files debacle. How we went from maximum power, maximum ownership of the libs, like a fucking giant titan crushing them, stomping around brutally, unstoppable. To then we gotta listen to this motherfucking Trumpstein bullshit all the time. And so then and I guess I'm reiterating the point now just to display it all. And you watch milquetoast MAGA that doesn't really know what the fuck is going on. They're just normal conservatives, right? Normal Republicans, people that would have voted for George W. Bush and Mitt Romney. Milquetoast. You got them. In a state where they can't respond. And now it's the same kind of. It's getting worse and worse. There's like 3 levels now of this shit. But the point is that because of his fuck ups politically now, as a core of the movement, truth movement person who's awake, having to explain shit to normal MAGA, now we have unnecessary caveats at the beginning of what used to be the standard explanation of shit. If you're trying to explain Trump and the New World Order and shit that's going on, and when you get up to the current day, then you got the caveats from the series of fuck-ups. Before, there wasn't any but. It was just, Trump is fucking renegotiating the motherfucking, or getting rid of the North American Free Trade Agreement, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, getting rid of the Paris Climate Accord carbon tax bullshit that would have killed a fucking billion people. So many motherfucking things. Roger Stone did a whole, it takes 10 minutes to list all the fucking things. There wasn't a but, because at the end of the day, I guess, yeah, our baseline here is the truth. So if I'm telling you the truth, then I have to include these caveats, this but, he's fucking this up, and he's fucking that up. We're loyal to the truth. So when Trump moves away from the truth, then you gotta address that. Basically. Just the truth movement, and it was before Trump and will continue to be so after Trump. It doesn't faze any of us when he says this, you're not MAGA shit. But so now, we've gone full retard. Look at the caption and the title there. Go watch the episode. Tucker fucking Carlson. Fuck out of here. It's funny, Glenn Beck back in the day getting kicked off of Fox, outlining the whole Federal Reserve System and bringing that whole shitstorm up. I guess, yeah, Tucker and, I'd put him and Glenn Beck on the same level. It's funny, they're the same guy in a way, mainstream media, Fox News anchor that went sideways, network style. But, Yeah. Because we had this limited amount of time, basically. I've laid this whole explanation out before in videos too, but I'll reiterate it. We had this limited amount of time with Trump, with the stars and the moon and the planetary asses and tits aligned, where Alex Jones and Trump, Darth Vader's all the way down, the average guy like me, dissecting in the grassroots level all of these issues. We were all in alignment, and there was no but, there was no caveats, there was no fuck ups to speak of. But there was all the there was all the shit that needed explaining. Like I've said, the milk toast. But so we had this 3 years to look forward to, as to where we both occupied this common ground of supporting Trump, but you are likely to fall for the next guy. But if by proxy, osmosis, whatever term you want to use, you end up being woken up to all these secret societies and systems and get inoculated to this bullshit, this is the objective. You fucked it up. Hopefully it does Streisand effect like Alex is saying, and people will just get curious, oh, why all of a sudden are you now see, this is why this is another reason why I didn't think of this at the time. I wasn't saying, oh, Trump should go on Alex's show more, because no. I had many good reasons why. But now in hindsight, I wish he had gone on Alex's show more, so that we would have not only, more interviews that I could point at other than the one from the original term. And of course, he's had Roger Stone on there probably hundreds of times at this point. But, it's just not as powerful, I feel, to have Roger on there. Like, of course, Alex was at the January 6th event giving a speech, famously with the fucking bullhorn saying, everybody has to get back because this is a whole psyop and they're going to use this as the main talking point. You don't want to fall into the media trap. Da-da-da-da. And you know what I mean? It's just funny to think of the libtards out there whose brains might explode because you fucking didn't paint January 6th as some extreme act of terrorism worse than motherfucking 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. Worse than a Godzilla attack. Boomers. The fucking old middle class people with disposable income enough to be at an event at the Capitol. Fucking So, like, Trump has dragged a lot of issues into the light of the New World Order. Just mentioning the words globalism, running on the idea that the Epstein files needed to be declassified. But it is a back and forth, Trump. All right? You were only able to do that because we kept the Epstein didn't kill himself memes alive for so many years. And we kept that in the spotlight, and that became a main issue that a large amount of people were aware of just like so many other things in this awakening process as we slowly but surely reach critical mass where more than half of the population is aware of this kind of stuff. A voting bloc big enough to elect a politician who would run on fighting the New World Order. So, now we've reached this kind of crossroads here. Go watch the episode. Go visit the group. I don't see these loosely knit alliances falling apart yet. But the Great Awakening process throughout the half of the country that I guess you could consider MAGA is definitely being slowed and fucked up a little bit. You've seen Trump's approval rating drop majorly. It's below 30, I think, is the last I heard. So, it's not as if we haven't had an effect at all since the first administration. But you understand what I'm talking about. It's just not going to be the smooth ride into 2028, because we're going to need all the momentum we can get if we're going to hold on to this shit and not go back to business as usual. But it feels like we're going back to business as usual before we ever even get to 2028. And the fact that we're pointing that out is getting Milquetoast MAGA to shriek. And they're like, "Ah, how dare you say anything bad about the God Emperor Trump?" Like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Catch you next time.